Okay. Hello, this is Geeks Assembled, and we are into the next series of Doctor Who. This is series 12, and Jodie Whittaker's back, and Tosin Cole, and other folks, and that's Stephen Fry, I think, and some other folks are in it.
We got many.
That's Bradley Walsh.
Lenny Henry, and
Bradley Walsh.
And Bradley Walsh. And, well, why don't we just go around and say what we thought of the first episode of Series 12. Can you believe it? We made it. We made it through the hiatus.
We survived.
We survived! Ah!
All right, let's go to Mikey first.
Yo, okay. So, it's been a damn while since we heard from the Doctor, but for my first thoughts about this, I was like,
Susie's off.
Nothing bad will happen. I hope nothing bad will ever happen. I'm like, I hope nothing bad happens. But for the episode itself, I was like, it's like already the first episode and there's interesting stuff happening, and I'm like, what? Masters coming back? New monsters? What the hell is going on? I don't understand! I don't understand what's going on. But my overthoughts about the episode, it's very interesting. Very interesting. I didn't expect the Master to come back. Like, literally, that was like, and it's the first episode. Again, first episode, and we have a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just too damn surprising. Literally, when I was on my Instagram and stuff, people have been saying the Master, and I'm like, what? I thought the Master was gone back in Series 10. And that's the thing. Like, didn't Missy...
Master's never gone. The Master's never gone.
That's probably true.
That's true and all.
All right, let's throw it over to Alan then.
Well, there's no point asking me.
And
There's no
welcome back.
point asking me. I've got no idea what it was about. I loved it, though.
All right.
I've got no idea what the story was about.
Alan, what? Why have you nothing to say?
I'll tell
Say
you what,
it now. Say it now.
I'll tell you what, it was one of the best series openers, in my opinion, because it was action-packed, it was fast-paced, it never stopped, did it, for 5 minutes. It was boom, 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 boom. And everybody did something. You had Graham and the Doctor, Yaz and Ryan. They were doing the investigating. Everybody had something to do. And Jodie was top form in this, you know, because, I mean, the Master, obviously, we know the Master's back. And it's finally she's got a villain to come up against that will rival her, that will challenge her, you know, and I just thought the whole thing was brilliant, to be honest.
Well, I'm glad you thought so.
Even though, like I say, we don't know much about it yet, because we're only halfway through.
We only have 30
So
through.
there's still a lot of questions, like what are those glowing monsters, and what about the parallel universes? How are they playing into it?
Exactly.
Yeah, because there's multiple parallel universes. I mean, what is going on? What is the Master doing?
What's the plan?
Speaking of questions, Susan has a bunch of questions. So welcome back, Susan. And hello.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, Susan.
Frozen or Frozen 2, Alan? Which one was better?
You can't ask me that. No. You can't ask me that. So,
Talking about Frozen, I thought this
Susie
was
is on the band. Susie's on the band list. Let me get the list out. They're both equally as good.
Oh, okay. So I can't tell. Am I talking loudly enough?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my computer. This is new.
into the
Just
unknown.
So I don't know what to think about this. It is only half of the whole episode, so it's not like I can. I'm looking at Mikey's face, but I don't see mine. Where's? Oh, okay.
Well,
You look fine. Just go for it.
So I don't, to be honest, I found it very disjointed. But yes, it was fast paced, but there wasn't enough time to develop much. But it was one of those, it reminded me of the first half of Death in Heaven, which was another back when they introduced Missy.
Yeah.
Right? And I
Yeah.
felt the same way when I saw that. It was disjointed. I didn't understand where it was going. I did wonder if the glowing white aliens were the great intelligence, because it really sounded very Ian McKellen-y to me.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So I'm not quite sure. So I don't know, but I do like this guy as the master. I
Yeah.
really thought he was channeling the John Sims character, and I guess maybe the John Sims master, he knew he was going to die, so he didn't morph into Missy. Is that what happened? Because boy, he got the mannerisms down, and for that particular master. But I really like this guy. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly.
But I reserve judge. I don't want to score this episode. Or
No, wait. Just hold off on scoring. We're gonna go around for our favorite. We're gonna go around for our favorite moments. Just hold that thought. Okay, here's Alex.
There was only a few issues I had. I kind of wish they could come up with another Time Lord now. I'm getting tired of the Master showing up almost every other year.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, they need to bring back the Ronnie. Actually, that would have been interesting because...
Can I just say, they cannot bring back the Rani because apparently it's copyright reasons.
Yeah, but it should. Or come up with a new... I mean, I would have even enjoyed, even though it was corny, I would have enjoyed like the twin version of the Ronnie, or say that it used to be, Romana, but the evil side of Romana, or so like they did with the Valyard.
No.
God.
No.
And that, even though that was corny, but yeah, and I mean now, of course, you hear.
Can I just jump onto that? Can I just saying that? I think, I actually think Yaz is going to turn evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you
How
think
would you
so?
know that Yes is going to turn evil?
But she's a cop. Cops are good.
Oh well, I mean, what?
I think she's part master now because the master says, "Come with me, Yaz."
She's gone.
Because the master
concerning.
says to her, "Come with me, Yaz."
Yeah.
Well,
Concerned face.
well, they have tried to do it before. I mean, remember that Missy put Clara in the Dalek.
Oh yeah.
But
Don't remind me of that episode.
But again,
please.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, does Doctor Who want to go good cop, bad cop? I mean, it's not officially a cop show, but
It's a reverse card. You don't understand the show. It's like a reverse card. Uno reverse card.
I'm kidding.
It's
No,
like
but they
forever.
yeah, they do need to come up with some new villains, though. But I did like his performance.
But hold on.
Yeah.
New villains. We had a whole series of new villains, and you lot moaned about it.
Not me. I didn't moan about it.
Oh, you're way behind that.
No, I didn't moan about it.
Not you personally, but
Yeah.
the fandom moaned about it.
Well, again, though, as you've said many times, Ellen, and you are right.
Yes, I am.
It's very hard. No, it's very difficult to please Doctor Who fans, and they pick every little thing apart.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, that because he looks Indian or Pakistani, that they're going to say, "Oh, that was terrible."
Oh, I know.
But,
I've heard people say it's because it's the
not
PC
easy there.
agenda. Yeah.
well, I mean, again, this is supposed to be a science fiction show,
Darn
and
Sci-Fi
they've had,
rule.
yeah, and they've had living fat babies, so they really shouldn't, with adipose.
Oh,
So
right,
they
yeah.
really shouldn't be complaining, actually.
Exactly. Nobody should be complaining.
But I am interested into how they're going to solve this issue, how they're going to say that, because I have been one.
You just said nobody should be complaining. Yet you spent the first bit of your review
You're
complaining.
complaining.
Yeah, but I wanted to do. I didn't want the master back. Yeah, but it's getting to the point that the master's in 65% of the show, just like the Daleks and the Cybermen. I mean, come on, there's got to be other
It's
people.
popularity.
I understand. Yeah, but they don't have to come back almost every single. I mean, Alan's right. Thankfully, the Daleks were in the last year's
Resolution.
special.
Yeah.
So that, but that's that. I mean, I understand it's tough to come up with a new villain, but they do need to keep that in mind, because I don't want to see 10,000
What if
versions.
Tim Shaw comes back?
Well, at least that's a newer villain. That's not the same Dalek, Cyberman, and Master. It's been
Of course.
40,
But we don't know what this
49
new
years.
And that evil racist guy, that evil racist alien, he would be
Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, at least he was a
We're talking
new
about
character.
Roses.
He wasn't the same character you've seen with every single Doctor and every single companion.
I know. Okay, so
Are we talking about the guy who was racist in that Rosa episode?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Rosa
Oh
episode.
my
Yeah.
god, he was so damn rude.
I know.
Well, that's part of it.
True.
He was so
Okay,
Yeah.
rude. I
Okay,
wanted
Mikey,
to-
what's your favorite parts of this?
My favorite parts is wait, in the of the episode or what, or in general?
Of the episode.
The episode, the best part is, well, they took it to different locations. I thought they actually filmed it in different locations, but really, the part is, at the end got my attention. It, like, literally, I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? Is that another TARDIS? This can't be. I thought this be lies. Am I being lied right now? Am I being lied? What is this? Then the guy revealed himself as the Master. I'm like, oh hell no! Why is he back? Why is he back? Why did he come back? I thought he was gone. But really. But the other thing is, my favorite moments in the episode is that ghost thing. I've been thinking about it like so deeply. Like, I don't know what it was, but everyone's been thinking about it as many different things. But I think this could be a new monster.
No, it's not.
It has to be. To be honest,
it's
a bear.
It's
How would
not,
you know?
because this is a series of all classic monsters.
Oh god.
How would you know? To be honest, a bear. I would think it's like. Great.
Somehow Alan
It's got all classic
finds out
monsters.
this stuff, and it gets
It's
gets
got
back
all
to us just by on the sneak.
Come on, man. I'm just being honest and fair. I don't know what this thing is. Like what you said could be the great intelligence. We don't know. We don't know the
Lord.
monsters until part 2 comes out.
Alan
look like-
White knows
they look like the
so funny.
Don't they look like the Vord, Susan? Susan know what the Vord are.
Oh my gosh. Those,
I don't know what the hell's going on in this
those
The lycra, the tight lycra.
yeah, well, not lycra. Those rubber
Rubber, yeah, it's like
gimp costume.
yeah, like you see at some on
But
some
the Ford,
websites, you know.
the Ford were on the
But
Marin.
he uses.
Yeah,
I have
my
no
gosh.
idea where this conversation just went.
I don't know what. We were just talking about something of my thoughts. It we just off on track.
yeah, but I hope it's not the Cybermen again. I'm gonna be really
No, I
disappointed
think
if
No,
it's
it can't be. They've already done that with the Cybermen being ghosts.
Yeah,
No, didn't we
Cyberman.
see a Cyberman in the trailer?
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest,
but,
that's not one of the
that's
Cybermen.
that's in the whole series trailer, though.
yeah.
I know that.
Okay, so Susan, what were your favorite moments of this?
My favorite moment. Well, I got to tell you, I didn't have a lot of favorites, although there were parts that I liked. I was not a fan of this because it's just the first half of 2 parts.
Yeah.
I'll be more of a fan when I see the entire thing, going. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, fine, but just
Because it's like only watching half a story.
yeah.
Exactly.
I was really hoping that who's the actor that was the nice guy? Laurie? No, not Laurie. Fry.
Lenny Henry. Oh,
That's
Stephen
Fry.
Fry, yeah, Stephen Fry.
I really hope he hasn't truly been killed because I was kind of looking forward to him being the doctor's doctor's what is it, Moneypenny or something?
Yeah.
Or
Money-
Q, doctor's
yeah.
Q, right? Stephen Fry would be the doctor's Q. I thought that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I liked the part with him, and of course the Master revealing himself was awesome. Flying house, which I didn't understand at first was the TARDIS, his TARDIS. I had to put it in there.
Same.
I loved it. Looked like the Wizard of Oz.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's
That's what I thought for a
Yeah,
minute.
I still didn't understand. It didn't make sense to me at first. I had to watch this episode twice to kind of understand it because it went so fast. But I think those were the 2 things that I liked the best
Cool.
Yeah.
of this
Right.
episode.
Alan?
I like the humor. I thought the humor was great. Like when Jodie goes snap. And when Bradley Walsh says, this is the worst Uber ever.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Worst Uber ever!
Yeah, I thought the humor was really spot on.
Yeah.
I thought there were quite scary scenes actually with the light monsters, especially in the cabin at night and the lights are going off and you've got the security team using their torch to look round and stuff. I thought that was quite good. And of course, Stephen Fry, brilliant as ever. Lenny Henry, also very good. I was surprised because he's known here as a comedian, really, for comic relief.
Yeah.
And he was great. Yeah. And I like the car chases, the motorbike scene. There was a lot of action. The motorbike scene where they're getting on the plane, they're climbing up the, at the back of the plane. That was great. Yeah, so many great moments. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it when they went to the party as well, and I loved the investigating that Yaz and Ryan did. And when Yaz died, kind of, and I thought Chibnall could kill her. Chibnall does have the balls to kill a companion, I think.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, is she going to actually be dead? Is this going to be the shock twist? Because I knew he was going to do something. But I didn't. I heard the Master was back, and I heard this guy was playing him, but I took no notice. I just told everybody it's a load of rubbish. But guess what? I was wrong. Yeah. I just didn't believe it.
You just didn't believe it. You just need to
Yeah.
see it.
What was you going to say, Susie?
Oh, I just thought that I think you're right. I forgot what you're right about, but I did. No, I think he's going to be a good master. I do. I think he's going to be a good master. And I looked up. I was trying to. Of course, I'm racking my brain thinking. So they're talking many times about how the Doctor met him before, and I'm thinking, no, we would have known that if it was a big deal, unless it was a TARDIS flyby or something. But no, I looked up his.
Looked up his what?
Right, and he's only been on In Time and Space, so I knew he had been on.
Yeah, Adventure in Time and Space. Yeah.
Yeah, that is Time and Space.
That particular actor has not been in any other episode, so maybe they'll show us in a flashback. Which
I've got to say, as well, the
Good call,
cinematography.
Susan. Good callback.
The cinematography is fantastic.
Yeah,
The location. I mean, it looks stunning.
Absolutely, it does.
It was like a movie.
Uh-huh.
It was realistic, not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It definitely was like a movie, and I like the nod to the Men in Black with the two guys and the SUV.
Yeah, that was good.
That was kind of funny, I thought.
Oh no, I got an upload from Doctor Who YouTube right now. It's saying a brief history of the Master.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Susan,
So my my favorite moment, I have to jump in here before Alex, but my favorite moments were, as Alan had said, the cars chases and the motorcycle chases and the jumping in the plane bits too. I was just like, yes, I love that he was that he had that car programmed to go as fast as it could forward and then back all the way up into.
when the car tried to kill him, with the lasers. That was good.
Yeah.
How Jodie worked that out with the.
That was so
effect in the light,
great.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was such a thrill, especially since they didn't hit anything. I get a little like PTSD from car crashes and this.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I thought you meant that the lasers didn't hit anything. I thought that was funny. I thought, you've been getting precision hits on spies all over the globe, and you couldn't get 4 people in a vehicle?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I liked it when they went gambling, because that was such a throw to Casino Royale.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really a lot of this came right out of the Bond world, and that was great. And then there was the other thing that I liked was the alternate universe where they're the big spiky things with the creatures going up and down.
Yeah, what is that? Does anybody know what that is?
No, not
Right.
Like
What is
the
it?
upside down?
The tubes, the green tubey things.
Isn't that the upside down
Wait, what are we talking about again?
from
Shit.
Stranger Things?
I'm not into Stranger Things.
Oh, where the Doctor is now.
You know where the
Yaz
Doctor is at the
was.
end, where Yaz went.
That could be part of his TARDIS.
Yeah, to be honest, Aupair, what is the...
I don't
Hold
know.
on, I don't want to be putting spoilers.
I mean,
but-
is she shrunk down there?
Yeah, what about
She's been shrunk down.
It's bigger on the inside.
the Master's full plan?
But he doesn't need it. I mean, he can put him in another reality.
That's true. That too.
And what did he mean when he said everything you think you know is a lie?
I think he meant
I don't know.
John said that when the Sims Master died, he didn't become Missy.
No, I don't think that. I'll tell you why. Because
somehow he got rid of Missy so he could not die and become this guy. I don't know how, but
no, because Chibnall's going by that his era is a new era, and therefore he's not carrying on what Moffat did or Rusty Davis. Because you might have people who join Series 11 for the first time and have never watched Series 10.
Oh, no, but the Doctor and both of them obviously looked at past.
Yeah, but I think it could be something else.
Mannerisms and stuff like that. They're taking.
Or it could be right after Ainley.
They're not ignoring the past by any means.
I think he is. And I don't think there's anything wrong in it.
You wore a freaking bow tie. So, that's not ignoring the past.
No, but I think story-wise, Chibnall will just ignore the rest of New Who, and I think that's the right thing to do.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
What happens? I don't know.
What's your favorite moment, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy it. It was moving along pretty quick, and I think it was a little joke about James Bond and the Kingsman series a little bit. And I did like Lenny Henry, and I did like Stephen Fry, even though they're basically known for a comedian, but they're more intellectual, except for Alan Davies, who I don't think will ever be in the show.
No, Alan Davis doesn't like acting, even though he used to act.
Yeah, even though he was in Jonathan Creek, and there was a lot of Doctor Who actors in that show.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
And the specials, there was a lot of Doctor Who actors.
Yeah, you had Colin Baker in that.
They had Colin Baker, they had Paul McGann, they had Peter Davison. Yeah, they had a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I did like it. I wish it hadn't been the Master. I wish it could have been another Time Lord. But other than that, the guy was good. And like I said, they'll probably try to do a lot of foreshadowing, because even if Yaz doesn't turn evil, which I hope she doesn't, because it's a little cliched, because
too much tea to spill.
You already had
the Mara all over again.
Oh, I wish we'd have the Mara in TV.
Well, you also have Turlo that was bad for a little bit and then turned good. But anyway, she might lose her job, because technically a policeman is supposed to be on duty, and she's not.
Yeah, but I loved the excuses that they had.
Yeah, no, it was cute.
At the beginning where he listed off Ryan's excuses with a retina detachment and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of had all these illnesses, didn't he? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he couldn't think of anything else. But as I said,
yeah, I loved how he picked off from at the start. Being reintroduced to the characters again.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully it won't be a year in between a year and such. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a little bit interesting, and they did mention Unit, and they did mention Torchwood.
Yeah.
Although I'm not
both disbanded.
Wait, what weird part of the episode did they mention Torchwood? I haven't heard that. Hold on.
It was a very quick comment.
With Stephen Fry.
Oh!
He got shot like 10 seconds afterwards. I think Captain Jack killed him.
Captain Jack? Oh, hell yes. He would come back and say, "Shut up. Don't mention us ever again."
Yeah.
So.
Just shut up, you bloody whatever. You get the point.
I have to say that I did, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this, because I don't know how you lot watched it, but at the end of the episode, they paid a tribute to Terrence
Dicks.
They dedicated the episode to him.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was in the credits. Everything was very quick. Yeah. So if you weren't watching, you missed it.
That was
in the credits at the end. Yeah.
It's too bad. Yeah. Yeah, he's
the guy who made the books.
He did most of the novelizations for Target, and what else? Not Target, but
and he wrote a whole bunch of episodes.
The original ones, the ones from the 80s, from the
Target
80s.
Is right.
Yeah, it's a
amazing.
shame. It's a shame that him and Stephen Fry couldn't write for the new era.
Stephen Fry was going to write for the new era.
Yeah, he's had a couple of stories, but they didn't use them.
No.
So I guess
Was
they
it because
found-
of budget or something?
It was the
They-
budget. It was just the budget and maybe the cost.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna relook at one of the moments. Remember one of the canceled seasons back in the classic series that Colin Baker was in, where like there was stories gonna be made or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't that be involved as well because there was gonna be like a whole season of episodes that we were gonna get.
Yeah, there was
but
a
they
lost
did those
season.
they did.
Yeah, the lost
They
season.
did those as Big Finish.
They did them already at Big Finish.
Big Finish, yeah.
Yeah,
Nightmare Fair, and what was the other ones?
Yellow fever.
There was
Yellow
Ice
Fever.
one there, and
but I heard about it. I do heard about it. I was looking at on half of the Doctor Who sites. I've been hearing about this whole lost season thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
so you're
because
telling me
the
there's a lot.
Nightmare Fair was the return of the
Celestial Toymaker.
toy maker, and then they had another story with Syl, who now has his own independent story with Sophie Aldred and as one of the lizard characters.
Yay!
Even though I haven't seen it, but it has good reviews on the internet. It's a
Yeah.
shame
Wow,
they
that's
can't.
something.
It's a shame they can't bring him back too. But
Oh,
he's still doing it on Big Finish and independently as well. But because that would be interesting.
With
I'd-
his
Yeah.
with his bondage boys, yeah, that would
I'd
be
be-
really interesting.
I'd be interested to see what Syl would say about the Doctor being a woman.
Cousin.
Yeah, so easy there, honey.
He's a get-
Anyway, I did like the episode.
Well, he mentioned the
I
and
liked it when Stephen Fry said, "I thought he was a man." You know, he
Yeah,
couldn't
that was
believe the
funny.
doctor was a woman. She
Oh,
said, "I had an
Well,
upgrade."
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
wait, I
thought
guess
was funny.
I guess he was so. I guess the person was so late with the whole regeneration thing.
Oh,
And did the scene during that scene, and they're walking up the steps, and the TARDIS is being pulled along? Did anybody think of the end of the world, episode 2? It looked just. You remember those blue little people, and they were pulling the TARDIS
oh,
along. with the back?
the
Reminded me just of that.
yeah, when
Yeah,
when they
I
were
talked
in the
about end of the world, end of the
World,
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
end of the world, yeah.
The Ninth Doctor. I got this. Some of the
Yeah.
episodes.
It reminded me
It
just of that when they're pulling the
Unit
TARDIS
used
along.
to- When it just reminded me of when Unit used to find the TARDIS. That is weird that Stephen Fry would not. So he had his spies go out to the homes and the business places, etc., the doctor's office of her companions. But
Yeah.
no, she was a woman. That's a little strange.
yeah,
No, he thought Bradley
That
Walsh
was
was. He thought Bradley Walsh was the doctor.
Well, I know. It's just odd.
Yeah, he thought. Yeah.
My six
That-
dropped the ball there. Got it all
bit
right.
rubbish. That
Wrong
intel.
Wrong move, my amigo. You made a wrong move. Get out.
But what I do like about this episode as well is the storyline that these social media companies and these big giant companies are more powerful than governments, because Facebook is far more powerful than any government.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Facebook is. Facebook information, data is power. And the amount of data and information Facebook has on every single one of us is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And that is power.
I
And
love.
they can win elections by Facebook.
Oh, I'm sure
You know,
they
on
have.
Twitter. Yeah.
And apparently they did.
Yeah, they sure have.
Exactly.
Well, of course, people forget. Just like with anything, are you in charge of it or is it in charge of you?
Oh, it's in charge of you.
yeah,
Facebook can change your mood. Facebook decides how it wants you to feel
Yeah,
by
it
what
does.
post it shows you.
Yeah, it
Facebook
edits.
can
It
easily show
edits
you a
things
happy
and everything.
video or a sad video, and it will change your mood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but what was the other thing? The other TV show that I like, Person of Interest, and it's so funny. I know he's on another show now, but the Michael Emerson character said, now that we have Facebook, people volunteer their information, and
Yeah,
it was
well,
so difficult before.
That's how
So
you
I love
pay
that.
for it. But that's how you pay for it. You're not paying with money. You're paying with your own personal data.
Right. Now, here's the other question working on that, Alad. If you had to pay $9, $10, $20, $30 a month just to use it, how many people would be on it?
Less
Very
and
little.
less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
So that's the
'Cause
other
nobody
thing.
wants to pay anything for anything.
Nobody wants to pay for any free social media shit.
Especially those people in poverty all over the world. You know, they utilize this. They utilized it in the Arab Spring, and they used it in other things. And you know, it has its own, you know, generation. But you know, people in poverty use it even when they have no money. Their data is sort of farmed, and that's just the interesting thing about it. So that
after Amazon and Google, let's see what's next. What's big?
Discord. Sorry, I'm in a. To be honest, fair. If you don't know what Discord is, it's like a big chat room and all. It's like, yeah. I'm part of Discord and Google Hangouts. To be honest, fair. I'm mostly on Discord for the chat rooms. Yeah.
But I have to say, going back to this episode, I just thought Jodie was excellent throughout.
Exactly.
I thought Chibnall's really homed in on who Jodie's doctor is.
Yeah.
And people say she's not alien. I actually think she's one of the most alien doctors.
Exactly.
Because she's so direct. Like when she's with Lenny Henry, and she just asks so you're half alien, aren't you? Or something like that, straight away. Like before she says anything else. She just. I think she's more alien than any other doctor, really.
Yeah.
Well, all doctors are aliens, but the most alien is Tom Baker. No.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a bit of Tom Baker about her.
Yeah.
I think personally, she's got a bit of Tom Baker. I mean, you're never going to please the people who don't like a female doctor. They're never going to like her, no matter what she does.
I know.
But she is good. She is good. Is she my favorite doctor? I don't know. Probably not, because there's so many of them, and I love so many of them. And I also love Jodie, but I don't know what order they go in specifically.
Right. To be honest, I love Jodie.
I know what doctors are towards the bottom, but when it gets to which doctor's my favorite, it depends what mood I'm in. Really.
Right, and that's the way with all of us. So I'd like to.
Can I just? Oh no, go.
I'd like to keep the floor open as much as possible, but before long we should read this thing. So go ahead and keep talking, Alid.
Yeah, Susie was going to say something.
Oh,
well, I'm so sorry.
I am confused now. What we're supposed to be saying?
I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say, but it is the absolute truth from
my Oh dear.
I really don't like this doctor.
No, the word has spilled out the tea.
Oh dear.
I don't see her. She has nothing to do with her gender. God knows.
I know.
I'm just not quirky enough when she says this planet is protected. The dialogue, the alien backs down, but I don't believe her. She just doesn't have the kind of quirky, strong presence that I come to. All of the doctors, that I saw from Brand New, in the first episode, they won me over. And I'm still waiting. She's a little, all I kept thinking last season was, would you stop doing your David Tennant impersonation? and I'm not fond of her as a doctor. I like her as an actress. I've seen her in that thing that she did with Chibnall.
Broadchurch.
I saw her in Broadchurch. She was excellent. It's just not for me. I just need a stronger, just not quirky enough, and not there's not a depth of her that when she says this planet is protected, it's basically like that. Not this planet is, but it's not strong enough. I'm not a fan. But she's doing the best she can, and I'm enjoying the series. And I'm not going to stomp my feet, but I think she was miscast. But that's just me and only my opinion.
But I think
I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
Can I just add? I think in a way that is actually deliberate on Chibnall's part, because this is how he wants Jodie to play the Doctor.
So that she doesn't have any power and you don't believe she's convincing aliens to run away?
Well, because you've got to remember, like New Who, the Doctors have been very Marvel, superhero. They've been almost like gods. David Tennant was almost a god, really.
He was. But the others.
But originally that wasn't the case. If you watch some earlier Doctors, like Patrick Troughton or William Hartnell,
Right.
They're much more toned down. They're not like David Tennant, and she's
No,
more like,
that's not even what I mean. That's not even what I mean. I guess my problem with her is those little moments, like the moment you tell someone, you know, I'm the doctor, this planet is protected. Those little moments, those quirky quirks that I still think she's found her own quirks yet, and I'm waiting for it. It's going to come. I enjoyed most of last season. I did not enjoy, but by the time it got to the last episode, I kind of enjoyed it. I'm not fond of these characters, companions either. It's just I'm enjoying everything else about the show, but I'm not really enjoying the companions or the thing. It's just I don't know why it's just not working for me.
All right. Well, Susan, I hope that you come on every single cast, and because I'm gonna need you to be our foil for all of our exuberance.
No, this sucks.
No!
but I think as
I'm
well.
not going to do that.
The thing
No,
is,
we need no foil plans.
the thing is, you really.
No! I forbid.
Yeah, but you really. Oh, I think you really only become a Doctor Who fan when you realise you're not going to like every Doctor. I don't like every Doctor. I didn't like Matt Smith. I just didn't like Matt Smith. I didn't like Moffat's era. I mean, you're not going to like. Doctor Who changes all the time.
Regeneration.
And you're not going to like every era. But it doesn't mean that you stop liking Doctor Who.
No.
You can not like an era and still be a fan of the show.
I just don't.
Yes.
I wouldn't watch. I watched the episodes, but in the past, when I've seen an episode, I've bought it and rewatched it. I mean, I did rewatch all of them before this, so that I could reboot my brain.
Yes, exactly. I had to reboot my brain.
I don't enjoy them the way that I've enjoyed other eras. So that's just
okay. Well, I mean, again, we don't know for how long she's going to play it, or Chibnall's going to be the showrunner, producer, both, whatever you want to call it. Yes, he has had a history of not always having the strongest stories, but of course, Broadchurch was more of a cop drama than Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might go up to season 14, but the other issue too is that you don't always like the Doctor, and you don't always like the first shows, the first series of it. Plus, what if the BBC or other people have said we can't have it so quote unquote arrogant? Because that's the other thing. She's already given a few speeches, but they haven't done it in the old or the revival way, where they sort of zoom in on the Doctor, and he at that time was
you
giving.
Mean like Colin Baker?
No, I mean like for instance, they right. They haven't. Right. They want to try to go against the trope of Doctor Who, which is zoom in on the Doctor's face. Yeah. And he's partially, loud and all that stuff.
That's a good point, Alex, because that's one of the things that I didn't like about Matt Smith's Doctor. Like, he was the most powerful being in the universe. I don't like that. The Doctor's a traveller. The Doctor's an explorer. And that's how I like the Doctor. And I see Jodie more as that. I mean, in Jodie's very first episode, they asked her, who was she? And she said, I'm just a traveller. That's exactly who the Doctor is. A traveller. He's not, she's not, or she, it's not some sort of powerful overlord, a god or anything like that, or a Marvel superhero. It's just the Doctor, just a traveller going from one destination to another. That's what Christopher Eccleston was as well, just a traveller, just passed through and went at the end of the episode.
Well, but the War Doctor, the War Doctor was a god.
Yeah, but Matt Smith came along and suddenly I'm a superhero. And, come and stop me if you think you're, let somebody else try. And I'm like, to me, that's not the Doctor.
Well, the other issue was he got a little screamy. And then the other problem was the pumpkin. Remember that episode, The Rings of Rekatan? Where he's going, you can have it all, baby. And it was like, no. And so, right. So when I showed that to other people, that weren't fans, who were like, no. This is reading it all wrong. So it's not that they don't like David Tennant. It's not that they don't like John Pertwee or even Tom Baker. It was that it came over as too loud. It came over as too grand, and that offended a lot of people.
Wait, you're not saying what I...
No,
Okay.
I said if you showed it to other people, it's not that he isn't. It's not that the Doctor isn't supposed to be a hero. It was the way that the line was read. It was the way that the it was too loud. So when Matt Smith does it, it comes over as too loud. I know. Well, I mean, I like his Doctor, but yeah, I like his Doctor, but again, he's a very young actor too, and I think that people forget that as well. But yeah, the issue is, you know, some episodes and some Doctors age better than others. And even though Tom Baker had grandiose speeches, he didn't come over as grandiose in many of the stories.
No,
so
Goldie did.
Right. So the problem is, even though Doctor Who is a wonderful show, some of the episodes, some of the stories do not age well. And I think they're doing that on purpose.
How many Nymans?
Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm ignoring.
How the show is not making much sense.
But what I'm saying is, I think they're doing it on purpose, and I think that's partially why, like some people have said, maybe they would have canceled the show if they had kept it the exact same way.
Can I say, if they carried on and Moffat and Capaldi did another series, they would have cancelled the show. Chibnall had to come along and do something different. Some people will like it and other people won't like it, and that's completely fine. But Chibnall, I mean, this show is now 15 years old. New Who's 15 years old. They needed to change it up. They needed to bring new blood into it, new life into it, and make it interesting again. And that's what he's done. I mean, there's definitely one thing about Jodie's era and Chibnall's era is that people are talking about it. And that's the best thing you can say about a show, is if people are talking about it, then they're paying attention to you.
That's true.
Even if it's negative comments, they're still talking about it.
Her costume, one thing.
I love it.
In this episode, so they're all going into a casino and everybody's got their tux on. And I'm waiting for her, I guess because I saw a preview shot of her in a tux. And in my brain, I had her pictured in a really smart looking tux with, you know, great fitted pants. And she shows up in the floods. But they're supposed to be under freaking cover. Just give the woman a pair of pants. So, just for that scene, give her a freaking pair of pants.
Damn, that's intense.
No.
I was just like waiting for it.
No, she does have a pair of pants, but the thing is,
culotte thing.
Well, yeah, but the other, right, like when you go on the internet, unfortunately, then they're comparing it to, you know, the first season of Mork and Mindy with Robin Williams' outfit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, her totally. That's what her
right. So, I mean, again, I don't like it, but again, I don't like it, but again, remember that they're playing against type, because even Capaldi, the first season, he was very buttoned down and all that. He even said, I look like a magician. And then as his series went on, right, no, but I'm saying, that's the other thing you notice about Doctor Who, is that as the actors go from series to series, they either change or they get more relaxed.
Yeah, they do get more relaxed. Yeah. But I'm glad that there's
everybody but Colin Baker.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad that there's cold openers again. You know, we've got a beginning sequence before the titles.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Before the episode starts. Because Series 11 was really missing that.
Yeah.
We have something before the episode, rather than just going into the episode.
Oh, I don't think I've seen any of those.
The cold open? No, I mean the cold openers at the beginning. You know, the bit before the title sequence. You know, where they're getting killed. Yeah, they're getting killed. Yeah, you go to Moscow and.
Yeah, that was confusing to me. It wasn't until that was part of the disjointedness. Although they did, I thought the font that they put the cities in was hysterical. It was like San Francisco, big 2-inch white.
But you have to tell people, because otherwise people just.
I know, it was just. It reminded me of a 70s, font.
Yeah, but I think that's to take the mick out of Bond and that, isn't it? I think that's. Yeah,
definitely. That's what I thought. But like, okay, so
Can I just say I love Jodie.
yeah, I
I
know
think
you
Jodie
do.
Whittaker's Doctor is brilliant. I really
Yep.
like her.
Okay, so now that we've talked,
She's got very good facial expressions. You know, she can morph her face into any direction, sort of thing. It's very elastic.
yeah.
You know.
No, she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I want to believe her, and I don't, and that's on me. You know, so
Yeah, it's on you, Susie.
that's right.
We're blaming Susie.
I mean, again, yeah, but I mean, again, remember that they've always played against type 2. I mean, you had Tom Baker, who was there
What are we
for
talking about? Diabetes?
so long. Yeah, they were there for so long. And then they went to Peter Davidson, and he had a little family as well. So
Yeah.
in a way, I would like a more serious Doctor. But again, they're playing against type because you had Tom Baker, then you went to Davidson, then they changed it again with Colin. So I think they're trying to play against the type, right?
And I just want to say something else.
But she's already against the type being, you know, an attractive.
Wait, what type are we talking about?
The Doctor. She's already against anything the Doctor's been as a petite, you know, beautiful woman. I would just want her to be a little more authoritative and believe that authority.
I want to ask Susan a question.
Yeah.
Would you have liked, say, Stephen Fry to stay alive and be a regular and play like a brigadier type role?
Yes.
I thought that would have been great if they kept him alive and a regular.
Is
and
that question to me?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a question
Susan,
to you, Susie.
Yeah.
Susan. Yeah.
I would I would love for him to be not a brigadier character, because there is only one brigadier. There are many doctors.
Yeah, I'm in trouble
There's
for that one.
only one brigadier. The important thing, you will obey me. There is only one brigadier. Let me suggest that.
But would you like him to return, like be a returning character? Yeah.
As a government agent sort of character, yeah. The character that he plays, like, could, you know, be a great touchstone with, you know, the modern governmental system and also with the military and intelligence, especially intelligence, you know.
I think we've lost a cast member.
That he may not be dead.
I think he's dead.
Got hit with the back of his neck. It didn't come out the front like everybody else was. You know, I'm going to suggest it's possible that there's a way for him to be back.
But I don't want them to shoot people and then have them live. I'm also not really that. If they're going to shoot people, the jeopardy has to be there. They have to die.
But it could have been a dart. We didn't have enough invested in him as a character for the dying character thing to make a real impact.
Okay. So let's move ahead and let's move on to the third portion of this cast, and let us do our final say and score.
Yes.
Let's begin with Mikey. What would you final say and score this, please?
Well, I can't say the full score yet because I haven't saw part 2. I'm maybe going to see part 2 in the theaters. If anyone.
Well, there's that.
In the theaters? You're going to watch in the theaters?
Yes, apparently.
No.
Is anyone going to be going to the Doctor Who event in the theaters?
Oh, we're not getting that. And I live in the UK. Why aren't we getting that? I feel cheated now.
But yes, I'll give the first episode a 10 out of 10 because epic comeback, epic story, and epic master. Spy Master.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh!
Yes,
can I just say, the cinematography of the plane blowing up and everything was absolutely fantastic.
I know that.
I mean, they really looked like if they were in a plane and they were hanging out. Obviously, it's green screen, but it looked like they were there, didn't it? It looked really.
Yeah, it did. Got my attention. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And the car scene. I don't know whether you've if you're subscribed to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
I'm always
But they have the behind the scenes of when they did that.
yeah.
And that was
I
done.
didn't
know that.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, watch that. It's pretty interesting how the actors had to do it in like a fake car and green screen afterwards.
Exactly, green screen and stuff. The advance of technology these
It
days.
was it's so well done when you watch it and you think actually it's really you've got to remember Bradley Walsh, Jodie Whittaker, Tosin Cole, and Mandip Gill are acting in front of nothing most of the time. So they are fantastic actors. I don't care what people say. They are
Exactly.
fantastic actors to act against nothing.
To be honest,
I mean, a lot of times,
Okay.
like in that
Sci-Fi
car chase scene,
That's what
there's
actors
nothing around them. They're not in that car. They have to act like they're in that car.
car.
And that's really
Yeah.
difficult. Yeah.
They need to act it out. They need to act the
Yeah.
scene out.
Yeah. Even though they're not actually doing it.
Yeah, you gotta embrace the scene. Embrace the moment. Be the moment. Be one with the moment. Be involved with the moment. That's always remind myself.
All right, Susan. Susie? What's your final say and score, hon?
I don't feel like it's fair for me to rate this because it's only half of a whole episode.
She's giving
Oh,
it a two.
rate what you got.
She's giving
Well,
it a two.
there are really some cool stuff in there, but overall, as a story, it was very disjointed, and I really don't know. I don't.
But then
want
it's
to
only
know
half the
more.
story.
I'm gonna wait till next week.
The thing is, next week,
I'd say it, but the master was there, so there were great moments. But yet, as an overall arcing episode, I guess I'd give it a 3 or a 5. It's not a standalone episode.
Okay.
So
it's not meant to be, is it? It's not meant to
I
be.
know it's not. That's why I don't
meant
want to rate it until I get the whole shebang.
Story, the whole
And
story.
then you can slag it off. Yeah.
And then I can say, oh, this is terrible.
It's terrible.
Oh, this is fabulous.
You gotta say something before. Hold on. Watch
I
the
felt
full
the same way
two-parter.
with the Death in Heaven, when the master.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I didn't like
that thing,
that.
right? I felt
Yeah,
the
that
same
thing.
way.
The two-parters. You gotta have to wait until the two-parter gets into a good mix.
Yeah.
I have to wait.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
All right,
thing.
Ellen. What's your final say and score?
Well, I've got to say, for a series opener, I think this was one of the best. When you consider it against the Magician's Apprentice, wasn't it? That wasn't very good. And you consider it against.
It's pretty good.
And you
It's
consider it
very
against
good.
New Earth, and you consider it against
Here's what he gets.
Partners in Crime. I think this
I
frankly.
loved Partners in Crime.
Yeah, I no. But when I put it against the others, I think this is towards the top, and I think this is actually my second favorite opener. My number one opener being Smith and Jones, because I love the June, and I think David Tennant's brilliant.
The moon.
They're coming back.
I love that episode.
The Jodun are coming back.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Hodo show Roko. I'll tell you the truth.
So I think for me, this episode, which it could change, I mean, it might all unravel in the next episode and be awful, because two-parters are very difficult to do because you've got to pay them off properly. You've got to pay two-parters off properly.
Frozen.
But so far, I'm going to give
Everybody's
this.
Frozen.
I'm going to give this a 9.
Alan's favorite show. He's Frozen.
Well, awesome. Very good. And Alex, what's your final say and score?
Yeah, I would say I'm a little bit disappointed about the story and the villain. A little bit. So I'm not going to give this a high number. I do like how it looks. I do like the speed of it. I do like that they're, it's not so heavy-handed per se until the last, 3 or 4 minutes, but you have a cliffhanger. So I'm going to give it an 8.5. I do like other season openers better. I did like Capaldi's. I did like Capaldi, and I did like his opener, except for like the dude and all that. He went too far on the dude.
Which opener of Capaldi had 3?
Yeah. What is it? The Magician's Apprentice or whatever.
Oh no, you don't like that one.
But I like, like I said, I like most of the Doctors. The only one that I didn't really like overall was the Twin Dilemma, but that's from the classic
Classic
Colin
era.
Baker,
Yeah.
I like
Watch
that,
the
you
classic
see.
series.
And again, we have to remember, it gets criticized to death. It has an English audience and an American audience. Now it's different because it's on the internet. It's on Amazon. They didn't have that in the old days.
No.
And the BBC.
You have Facebook talking about it all the time.
Oh, it's all on BritBox in the UK.
Yeah,
now.
well, yeah, they have the classic though. They don't have the new.
No, they don't have the ones there.
So, I mean, again, it's and again, it's better than if it was too sad or too slow or whatever. And again, they have to play against all the other stories from before, and that's difficult. But yeah, I mean, and I don't blame the Twin Dilemma for being very melodramatic, but it's just the direction was a little off, and the passion was misdirected in that episode.
I like the Birdman.
But yeah, I mean, it's not all bad, but it didn't age well. And
are we talking about Colin Baker?
Yeah, no, I like Colin Baker.
Yeah, same here.
But it's just that his stories were so.
You'll get used to Alex. He never
his stories were so violent. Yeah, his stories were so violent. But again, that's the same thing with McCoy as well. Is that the background music was so loud as well.
Don't dish McCoy. Yeah. I like McCoy.
But no, I like him too.
I like McCoy too, but I hate him.
Yeah, our favorite your boys.
Yeah, he was.
Don't you dare moan about McCoy.
Right, but again, this is where I'm saying that it doesn't necessarily age well. I mean, some people might criticize this episode for being too flashy.
Of course.
But I like it. I mean, I do like Doctor Who. There's very few stories that I go, oh, I can't stand it. But again, it's tough. It's tough. Because remember, they don't have a movie budget. They don't have, a lot of time.
They kind of did.
Yeah. Well, no, it looks like a movie. I don't know if it's a movie budget, but it looks like a movie.
No, it's not a movie budget.
All right.
And like what happened with In Heaven, when we did the whole thing, I may want to go back and rewatch the whole thing. This may turn out to be my favorite season. I don't know.
Yeah.
The movie.
All right. So my final saying score is that it was absolutely hilarious romp. It was super fun. It was super James Bond. It was super car chasey James Bond, and then Casino Royale James Bond, and the James Bond villain turned out to be the Master. And that was fun. The Spy Master, and that was super cool. And I don't care that the Master keeps coming back in a million different forms. They said that he'd already gone through all of his regenerations in Tom Baker's time. There is actually
he's done it many times.
He can have a million lives. This Master, and he's unkillable because the Daleks tried to maximum exterminate him, and he ended up riding around as a little snake creature in the TARDIS in the Eye of Harmony. This is why I love him. He or her.
Can I just say I think with when the Master said everything you know is a lie, I kind of think Chibnall's going to revive what was originally intended for the Master and the Doctor to be, which they were meant to be brothers. They're meant to be related. And
okay,
I think they could be brother and sister.
All right, but that is possible.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that even if they are estranged family members, they are literally and eternally locked in conflict. I mean,
that's why I love them.
The trouble with this relationship is that it literally is a toxic relationship. If I was the Doctor, I would go, "Oh my gosh, it's you again. I tried to keep you at arm's length over there on Scarrow and over there on all of these, and he can't keep this person away from him, and that's just wonderfully destructively toxic. And so I think that this is in that state, it becomes a morality tale of how to build. The Doctor's trying to build this fam, And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
this fam is chosen family, and chosen family can supplant, you know, siblings or whatever, cousins or that kind of organic family. This is one that is sort of volitional, and that's different. And so I really love the relationships that the Doctor's developed with Graham and Yaz and Ryan. Ryan,
Yes, I do.
she's empowering. Graham, she's giving him so much to live for and so much to fight for, and he's a great human being, and so like that's really great. And with Yaz, she's giving her a point to interject justice into all these points, and like that's what I see with Yaz is representing, in microcosm, justice.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the reason that this film is as big as Tennant, or excuse me, is as big as Davison's fam, is because they each part has a role to play. Like I could go into what Davison's fam was, all the roles there, starting with Adric and ending with Turlo and Perry. That each person had a role in Davison's family. And but I mean that's just digressing. So I really would like to encourage you guys to look at it from a perspective of what relationships are, and how the relationship matrix is invested in this when you give relationships infinite possibilities, what happens? You can take them anywhere in time and space, and you give them a super cool vehicle to travel in, and you give them super cool power structure, like with the Doctor, not a god, but really amazingly empowering. So I mean, like, all with that in mind, what is that possibility? And so I see that this series and last series was another attempt at the core issue of Doctor Who, which is these relationships given no boundaries. So that's fun for me. And I mean, that's what he did with Susan, and that's what he did with Barbara and Ian, and to start there and to go all the way through to these guys. That's the way it is. That's my
like the original. Yeah.
Good. I think Alan had a really good point, that the line when Master says, "Nothing you know." What is it? Nothing you know is real, or something.
It's nothing that you know could be a lie or whatever.
Something like that. I think that he is using that as a turning point to redo the series in a way that, in his way. So I think he's opened it up to, to just about anything. So
okay, well, I don't necessarily agree, but that's fine. Hopefully, it's not totally social justice, because there is such a thing as justice, and there is such a thing as social. I don't know if they're.
What are you on about social? You're not on about social.
Wait a minute.
I look forward to seeing what this is.
Which bit is SJW, Alex, that you don't like?
No, like I said, I also don't like the label, but I understand that they have to do it as well, because they also have to play against type, and they have to be more modern.
Can I just say, Doctor Who has been woke since 1963.
Right.
Yeah.
Doctor Who is the original woke show. If you're a fan and you've been watching Doctor Who and you haven't realised that it's woke, then you haven't been paying attention, have you?
Right.
You've been under a rock.
1963.
Although the Doctor became more and more awoken. This is really bad English.
Oh God.
As he,
Not the
I did love back in the beginning when Jodie came on, or was it the end of Capaldi? Anyway, they keep making references about how sexist the original Doctor was, because that was the time.
I didn't.
Yeah, you're talking about Twice Upon a Time.
I didn't like that.
But that wasn't
Twice
true.
Upon a Time.
And that was just
I didn't like that.
That was just being smarmy. I'm sorry. That was just being smarmy, and that was smarmy writing. But that
You see,
wasn't.
the thing is, can I just say something? I'm sure William Hartnell in real life was a sexist.
But
He was definitely racist. He
But
was
it had nothing
definitely
to do
but
racist.
it never infused into the show.
Exactly. The first Doctor was never sexist.
No,
Never.
Barbara put him in his place
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
A couple ways that the whole show viewed women, and Doctor Who's point of view on women changed as society changed.
No, but Barbara was a god.
It,
Yeah, I
it,
know.
it depends whether you mean in the production of the
All I
show
meant was
or
it was
whether
a
the
show.
show itself.
It was a social commentary joke about how we've evolved and how you can look back on yourself 20, 30, 50 years ago and say, oh my God, did I do that? I liked that joke.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean,
Okay, let me quick rate it, and then we'll finish this. Okay, I'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying it a lot, and so back to what we were saying a second ago, because I knew I would forget to give this the score. So go ahead.
anyway, no, and I'm not saying that the show isn't. That's the other thing. People forget because they also don't watch the show, or they also don't watch it in its entirety. This isn't the only show that I've gone back to on DVD or whatever and watched it again. Science fiction is political. Science fiction is supposed to be open-minded. It's supposed to be challenging the viewer. In a lot of the stories, they did challenge the viewer, and that's a good thing. I'm just saying
that. It's a layer of dimension, doesn't it? It adds more to the story when
it has more layers.
Same thing. If you go back and watch original Star Trek and look at how they spoke about women and what the women wore and the whole 9 yards, I mean, society has evolved from where these two shows came.
Well, again, remember too that
when they point that out.
Right. Well, remember too that unfortunately, also science fiction is also on the flip side a product of its time. So at the same point, Gene Roddenberry and the network was censoring him more than Gene Roddenberry wanted to be censored. The 60s women, they weren't all, negative like people think, but at the same point, the producers and the networks were afraid of a lot of things, and they were afraid of the women being too aggressive.
No, I was talking about how the men.
No, I heard you. But what I'm saying is, I've shown even in my own Facebook group by posts that they've shown that CBS and Paramount, they want to make money off of Star Trek, but they didn't want to update it. So the writers and the producers were trying to challenge them with whatever they could be allowed to do. And I think people forget this is a TV medium, so they're not going to be able to do every theory or every line that they want to do in the original story, and people forget that. But at the same point, Barbara was challenging, Susan was challenging in the original show, so was Zoe. So this stereotype that all the Doctor Who women just shout and run, that's not true either.
Right.
And Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane was amazing. Love Sarah Jane.
So again, we have to differentiate between what the network will, because the BBC won't allow any swearing, right?
No, but Doctor Who's never had any swearing. What are you about?
But I'm saying the BBC they still have rules and standards. You just can't do whatever you want, right?
Yeah. But I think these days people just want some people just want to hate. Like you have channels that are there just to hate on Jodie, just to hate on anything Chibnall does. And it's like they moan about the SJW agenda, but let's say when the Brigadier, remember in Battlefield when they introduced a new Brigadier who was a female, who moaned then? No, they just got on with it. It was great. It was brilliant. She was great as a female Brigadier, and she was black. It was brilliant. But now everybody it has to be SJW. They're constantly bashing the show. Yeah. Constantly, and it's ridiculous.
Right.
Because the problem is, you can monetize hate on the internet.
Yep.
And that's the problem with today's society.
Yeah, so
monetize hate.
I just like to end on a positive note here, and I'm going to call this episode like the Bond, James Bond, the Doctor.
Yes, Spyfall.
Doctor, the
like
Doctor.
Skyfall.
And I'm
Like
glad that we got together to discuss it. And can you guys come back after on next Monday, to discuss Sunday's episode, please?
No.
Oh yes, unless
No.
if we are going to be at the movie.
No, I'm never coming back. I've had a horrible time.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, to be like that.
It's been the worst experience of my life.
I am sorry I had to do that in front of you, mate.
All right. Well, I do hope that you do.
Yeah, I'll come
Everybody
back. I'll
out
come
there, come back and watch another episode. We're coming.
But you will need to up the payment, you know.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, discuss.
checks in the mail,
Yeah.
in the post. I mean.
Yeah.
All right. And
Hey, Rise,
the other thing is, do like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell, because we're ringing bells left and right, and we're always producing content. And we'll be back with Doctor Who. We're doing Classic Who tomorrow, and so enjoy. Please come back. Or no, sorry, not tomorrow. Saturday. It's been a very strange week with New Year's.
You're doing Big Finish tomorrow.
Yes, we're doing Big Finish.
Big Finish.
We're doing Sapphire and Steel.
And what
I
are you
am
doing
gonna
on
be
Saturday? Doctor Who
something
on
else.
Saturday.
Modern Undead and Akira, the anime Akira.
Oh, well, I'll come on from Mordrin and Dead.
All right,
Yeah, send me the link. Yeah.
all right, we'll do.
Have you done Frozen 2 yet?
Hmm?
Have you
Wait,
done
say-
Frozen 2 yet?
I didn't what?
What? What?
Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Have you done
Oh,
it?
Frozen 2.
Frozen.
No, we haven't done.
No, we
Frozen
haven't done
2
the-
yet.
Oh, you gotta do it. I will be there for that one.
All right, all right,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
do
let's do
Frozen.
Frozen
Yes,
2.
I did saw the movie. I love it myself.
all right, all right. So
We've got to do Frozen 2, Susan.
we have a podcast group for Frozen. We have a podcast group for Saturday, for Friday, and do come and enjoy our other podcasts. And please share this widely. And thank you guys. Thanks, Salad, Mikey, and Susie, for joining Alex and I to discuss Doctor Who. We really enjoy this, and we'll be back shortly. Okay.
We'll be back, friends. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
family.
Bye.
Bye.